It's actually at the stage where it is problematic if you are involved anything in the WNBA to not hate Caitlin Clark. They were like, in the NBA, if you were...
The Indiana Fever were giggling and simulating sisterly bonding at one point. The bomb went off the following instant. Before anyone in the WNBA could breathe, Caitlin Clark was suspended. Like broken glass, two more names fell to the ground. Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham fleeing the league and the Fever. Together, the trio is finished. However, no one anticipated this. Please hit like, subscribe, and hang on tight before we dig into this crazy plot. Because this is the most poignant Fever tale ever recounted. It happened on a quiet morning in Indianapolis. Just one email. Caitlin Clark has a one-game suspension. No warning, no explanation, and no details. Coaches were taken aback. The players became motionless. Supporters remained mute. Sophie Cunningham, too. She didn't blink. "If she's gone, I'm gone," she muttered as she slammed her locker shut. After hearing her, Lexi replied the same thing without hesitation.
This is what happens when you're next to Caitlin Clark. You get access to things that you normally wouldn't get access to. And I think that's obvious for everybody to see. When you're next to Caitlin Clark, it's gonna, instead of people looking at it like she's dimming everybody else, like she's turning up the lights on everybody else and making everybody else shine brighter. Sophie Cunningham is a prime example. What nobody really, like, people say, oh, she's a beautiful blonde, blah, blah, blah. She looked the same way last year. What nobody really checking for? You get her next to Caitlin Clark. Now she's on Good Morning America. Now she got Arby's deals. Now she's everywhere.
So I'm also not staying. Nobody was aware of how strong their relationship had become. Nobody was aware of how close these three had grown since training camp. But everyone found out today. It began modestly. During warm-ups, Caitlin cracked jokes. For the team plane, Lexi is packing refreshments. Sophie is standing up for herself. Caitlin undergoing a challenging workout. Golf excursions. Pictures that become viral. Long evenings spent discussing the loudness, the celebrity, and the pressure. Nobody anticipated this trio, yet they ended up being impenetrable. They weren't teammates. They weren't colleagues. They were related. Therefore, Caitlin's suspension didn't feel like a punishment. It was like an assault. Families also prevent one of their members from being by themselves. Alarms were going off inside the Fever office. If when Caitlin departs, the team's finances crumble. They lose a shooter and a leader if Sophie departs. The chemistry ends immediately if Lexi departs. The three weren't merely well-liked. They were the culture and they were being lost. A catastrophe. The phones kept ringing. Meetings went crazy. Coaches pleaded for clarification.
Side of your game and coming to this game, and for her to do the same on your side.
Yeah, well, I remember last year when we were here, I was talking to Nelly about her shoes, because obviously, like, in the basketball world, like, you don't, like, you wear the team uniform, like, it's your shoes that are the cool thing. So I was, like, asking her about her shoes, and she was like, oh yeah, like these are kind of basic. And then it's been cool to kind of watch over the course of the last year. She got to put in a lot of time to create her own PE, and very unique to her and what she's passionate about in herself. And obviously somebody that's very, very deserving, and it's been at the top of the sport for a long time now. So I've played a few rounds with her even outside of here for some other stuff, and it's really fun to get to watch her do her thing up close. Like, talk about making it look easy. Like, it just is so easy for her, but at the same time, like, she's just a good person. Like, she's chill, she has fun with you out on the course. But yeah, her shoes are pretty cool. I'll make sure they get home safely, and I'm gonna be rocking them.
However, the three stars had already decided what they wanted to do. Fans will always relive this event. Sophie packed her things in silence. Caitlin's sweatshirt is being folded by Lexi. Caitlin was scarcely able to contain her tears as she stared at her sneakers. Heartbreak, no drama, no yelling. We're all suspended if they suspend you, Sophie. We won't let you leave by yourself, Lexi. You guys don't need to do this, Caitlin. Sophie gave a headshake. We've already made a decision. Lexi gave a feeble smile. Together, we depart. There was silence in the room. Then, within minutes, word got out. 3 stars are gone. Commentators are in a panic as live TV viewers flood social media. What's going on? The WNBA is over. This cannot be true. The league was at a loss about what to do. They made an attempt to contact agents. They tried to release statements. They attempted to mitigate the harm. However, the plot was too expansive. 3 athletes leaving for one another. That had never occurred. There was no scandal here. Behind the scenes, this was a revolution. There was a fresh chance. Project BA is a mystery. Strong league that offers deals worth millions of dollars. There are no pay caps. Avoid messy politics. There are no suspensions for contentious plays. No pressure from the media. Only basketball. There are rumors that Project B made a single offer. Together, the 3 of you will go. Sophie arched an eyebrow. Lexi froze. Caitlin muttered. Together. Indeed. Collectively. And for the 3 of them who wouldn't give up on one another. It was alluring. Incredibly alluring. The fans weren't at ease. They lacked patience. They were furious. They sought explanations. Why should Caitlin be suspended? Why push Sophie away? Why irritate Lexi? Bring them back, was chanted by throngs of people gathering outside Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Now fix this. Our 3 are what we want. The Fever workers inside were aware that this was not a typical circumstance. The franchise as a whole collapsed emotionally.
Remember, you just lose these players straight up. You don't get anything back for the players. They're gone. We didn't get anything for Temi, did we? No, exactly. Let's take a look at the list that I've concocted. Number 1, you gotta court Caitlin Clark. The General. Last year, she averaged 16.5 points per game over a 13-game period, 8.8 assists per game, 5 rebounds per game, 1.6 steals per game. She is the franchise. She is the captain. She is the leader. She is the soul. She is the sun of this solar system. And everything needs to be built around her, predicated around her. The pieces need to be put in place this year, unlike last year, to get the most out of Caitlin Clark's abilities. That means when free agency hits, you don't sign 36, 37, 35, 34. You don't sign.
With their hearts, ruby eyes, and intertwined hands heavy, the 3 of them sat in a peaceful place. Caitlin, I don't want to go. Lexi, but we can't stay if they mistreat us. Like this. Sophie took a big breath. We all stand together after that. One voice, one option. The 3 nodded, and the room fell silent. They walked through the tunnel. Sophie on the left, Lexi on the right. On the right, in the middle, is Caitlin. Supporters. They screamed and their reporters pushed forward. Cameras flashed like lightning. But the 3 of them went on. Didn't look back. They walked together as they headed into an unknown future. 3 stars, 1 a single departure, a star alliance, and total chaos in the WNBA. This fictional storyline illustrates the strength of genuine devotion and the depth of team chemistry in a dramatic hypothetical setting. Like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment if you're interested in part 2. The Fever Trio is back.
Insane. I was with my coach and I literally had no words, but after soaking in, I really appreciated the opportunity that Caitlin and Annika have really given me in Cambridge. But even now, like, I still need to relish this, and I think I need to soak it in. So if you can ask me 3 days later, maybe I'll tell you.
Tom?
Hey, Caitlin, Tom D'Angelo from the Palm Beach Post. You appeared as though on your tee shot at 10 was kind of a relief after a couple of